This meeting is being recorded by Oxford Cable Access, also by Mr. King. Are you recording? Robert King, 59 Polbog Ave. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at the January 17th, 2024 minutes?
Yep.
Any corrections, changes, additions?
I got a question.
Go for it.
The energy emergency certification. Our next meeting is the 21st. That's a day after it will expire. Should we do that tonight?
I don't believe that they'll need that.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
Yeah, there's no more
Oh, that's all
urgency
done?
with that.
Okay.
We'll find out.
All right.
Yeah, because they would request it if they need it,
All right.
and they haven't requested that.
I just happened to read it, and that's the day before. Okay.
But we can take care of it either
No changes or alterations?
Nope.
Entertain a motion to accept the minutes as printed.
Second?
Abstaining.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Request for partial certificate of compliance for Fairway Woods Condominium, DEP number 255-831.
way. So this is one unit out of Fairway Woods that is being sold, and the order and conditions showed up in the title search for the stormwater improvements. So this unit has nothing to do with the work that's being done. So we can give a partial certificate of compliance for that one unit.
Any questions or?
I don't think I have any questions, but I don't know where Fairway Wood is.
It's on Pleasant Street, headed towards the golf course.
It's out to the left.
Oh, okay, all right, I know what you mean, yeah.
Okay. Any further questions?
Good.
Entertain a motion to issue a partial certificate of compliance for, does it have an address?
Oh, unit 36, 68 Pleasant Street.
68 Pleasant Street, Unit 36.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. Request for extension permit for McKinstry Pond, DEP number 255-590.
So this is the order conditions for the weed treatment at McKinstry Pond, which is due to expire on February 26th. So the town has requested a 3-year extension so that the town can continue to treat the water lilies without any interruption.
Have we gotten a report from them about what they're doing? Is it working or?
We have not, I I got a report after the last treatment, which
that
was
what
in
we
the
saw?
fall. Which was in the fall.
Yeah, all right. So
Yes.
do we get a report before we normally approve an addition or,
An extension?
you know, or whatever?
You requested reports before, not for an extension, but just to get like an update on the treatment and how it's going and,
Does that happen every year?
if you request it. If you want that, you can get that. You do get, a report after they treat it.
We do automatic.
Yes. Yeah, it's part of their protocol. But what they have said is, the pond's gonna continue to need treatment every year. And if we skip a year, which we did 2 years ago, I believe it was, it really showed. So it's just one of those situations where if you don't treat it, the water lilies are just gonna expand.
We do get a report after, automatically after we.
Any
Is
further
that one of
questions?
two ponds we treat in the town?
McKinstry and Carbuncle.
Yeah.
Carbuncle is as needed.
Does the town own that pond, or is it,
McKinstry Pond?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, it's a
are
town
they
pond.
the two ponds that the town owns?
They own both. Well, actually, Carbuncle is owned by the Commonwealth. It's a great pond. But McKinstry Pond is owned by the town.
Does the town own any other ponds?
A portion of Sacarapa and a portion of Robinson Pond.
Right.
Maybe some other smaller ponds.
But there's no need to treat those, there's never been a need.
No, correct.
In reference to what you said, that carbuncle is as needed compared to the other pond. When you said that if you skip a year, then you can really see a green bloom of some kind. Are these different
They are.
blooms?
They're different
that you're
plants.
talking
So
about?
McKinstry is, the issue is with the water lilies. At Carbuncle, it's a much deeper pond, so the water lilies, if they do grow, they're gonna be on the edge. They're not gonna go right across, like at McKinstry, because McKinstry is shallow
All
enough.
right, so there's different vegetation in each one,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
requires a
different depth of the ponds.
It's the same vegetation, just different types of ponds. You have a shallow pond in McKinstry, you have a deep kettle pond in Carbuncle. So the lilies can't grow in the depths of Carbuncle, but they can grow all over McKinstry.
Mm.
And Carbuncle does experience other weeds, aquatic weeds,
Mm.
beyond
Mm.
the water lilies, and they have been treated in the past.
Okay.
Any further questions? Entertain a motion to issue an extension permit for McKinstry Pond.
I'll make that motion for a 3-year extension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? And if we're all set, agents report.
So, Oh, so this meeting, I did give you copies of the 2023 annual report, which is under your agenda, and that was submitted to the selectman's office for publication. The second thing is we have a pollinator campaign calendar, which is also under your agenda, and that includes the next meetings, the forum, which we have scheduled for the public to come and, give ideas for the trail and the property that the town recently purchased at 82 Charlton Street, so that they can come up with concepts and ideas and move forward with that project.
Has that sale been completed?
It has, yes.
All set?
And that's all I have.
Is this our next meeting night?
It is.
Okay,
It is. That starts at 6 p.m.
okay. And
So
then-
we can make an adjustment to our meeting if necessary.
Okay, all righty.
And is that it?
Yes. That's it. Here are plans for the next project. If you'd like to see the large plan, share them.
It's just 14, right? Your microphones are live, so bumping them makes noise.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Just the FYI.
Thank you, Paul.
Hold that one, because they might not. When did you purchase this? Today. I know. Today.
Came in like 3 times. Maybe I can forward it to you.
You know, just say,
All right, 7 o'clock. Public hearing for notice of intent filed by Yuka. How do you say your last name?
Dungu. Dungu.
In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 4, Wetlands Protection, the Wetlands Restoration Associated Site Work, 14 Marcam Village Road, North Oxford, Mass. Glenn Kowalski.
Yes, thank you. Glenn Kowalski from EPT Environmental, and the homeowner, you and your husband, I believe. I'm not sure if you saw it, Judy, but the DEP number did come in.
I did.
Oh, you have it, okay, 310 or something, I didn't see it. Judy Schmidt did it, pushed it out to section chief, and so we were appreciative of that. It was, as you know, there was no comments, because you saw it.
There is a comment.
Oh, there was a comment?
There
What
was
was
a comment.
Oh, I didn't see it. I didn't see what the
Would you like me to read the comment, or do you want this presentation?
Do you have the comment?
Recommend that the restoration be 2 growing seasons. Oh, the 2 growing seasons, sure. Well, we figured that. Thank you again. We normally thank you again, if I could, through Judy, through the chairman. There is she recommended, Judy Schmidt, a 2-year monitoring to make sure that whatever restoration plants we put in grow. So we would do whatever the commission would like, as far as once a year looking at it, or the second year, whatever your conditions are for looking at it, to report at the end of the second year. Well, that's you. Let me just say, if I could, thank you for the site inspection a couple of days ago. This was on Marcam Village. There was some fill to the rear of the lot. We had Joe Levesque Geomatics do the existing conditions plan, pick up my wetland flags to the right and left, or should I say, that would be to the north and south sides where wetlands weren't altered. So we came in with a couple of flags on the north side to the fill, a couple of wetland flags on the south side to the fill, to get a general idea of what might be the limit of wetlands under the fill. We do understand that if we get a permit from you, we will be then using a mini excavator to remove the fill down to the original organic topsoil. And as soon as we start coming upgrade, we're gonna, because there is a slope rising up to where the house is, that had always been there, we'll encounter that slope, auger the soil, ensure that we're in non-hydric soils when we start coming up. And that would be, so from the non-hydric soil boundary into the wetland, that'll be the restoration area length and then width. And then we propose to come up with a 2-to-1 slope, which is allowed under regulations, Natural Resource Conservation Service reference in the Wetland Protection Regulation, 2-to-1. I hope the commission allows us to do 2-to-1. We don't have overland flow to this location or extensive. If we had 200 or 300 feet coming to a 2-to-1 slope, might have an issue with potential erosion. We will jute net that short slope, seed it, and again, plant the wetlands with, and we normally do red maple and silky dogwood, northern arrowwood, common winterberry. We have it here as under restoration, though. It's northern arrowwood, common winterberry, high bush blueberry, at 5-foot spacing. It's only a narrow strip. It might be 5 or 7 feet wide by the length, and the length is, this is a 1 inch goes, let's just make sure we get it right, 1 inch.
10 feet.
Oh, thank you for helping me. 1 inch is 10 feet, thank you. I was just scaling that out. Thank you, Sheila. So we have approximately 70 feet along a length of fill, and then it's going to be the depth that we don't know exactly. We shallow 7 feet, 6 feet, 8 feet, whatever it might be, but we'll know once we remove the fill off the well. We will remove the fill from the property. It'll be trucked away. We'll ensure that we have that organic material that we encounter. We don't want it to be a sump and cause mosquito. Generally, it's wet. There's hummocks in this wetland, as we saw. We won't leave it too low. If we have to bring in some organic, because sometimes the fill depresses the organic underneath, it could be depressed by 6 or 7 inches. So we potentially could have just a strip of water, whereas we want to match the wetland elevation just beyond the fill. And so if we have to bring in some organic material, rich material, to just bring it up, but we won't bring it up higher than what exists out there now. So that we would have the rainy seasons in the spring, April showers bring, but up into the June type of period. We have been dry. We'll say this as far as, because I do, as you know, watch the weather. We've been dry generally in the last couple of years, May, June, and then it starts raining in July. That's been our typical rain. We've actually gone into drought a year. Was it last year in the Western region hit drought until June, and then it rained. So generally, if we do it May, June, if the weather patterns stay the same, we've been somewhat dry.
How would you like that worded, like weather permitted?
Wow, that's what I got in trouble with, coming up with a word.
How about, the work shall occur when the ground conditions are dry?
Is that acceptable?
We'll work with the dry conditions. Minus of rainfalls is what we're normally talking about. But if the ground is wet, because it rained 3 days earlier, that still doesn't mean there's overland flow at the time we're digging. Weather conditions permitting, I think it's some, I'm not gonna count it, whatever you say, we're gonna be, we'll work with, make sure that we're not doing it during the rainstorms, a thunderstorm. We're gonna watch the weather.
Weather appropriate.
Work shall occur when,
Outside of rain, like rain event, intense rain events like California just had yesterday, none of that. None of that.
work shall occur outside of any rain events.
We'll take that. That's, I mean, it might sprinkle or something, but we're talking like rain events that actually move sediment, that's what they're talking about.
And you estimate this project to only take a day?
I'll put 2 days because my contractor sometimes, he likes to do the 6-hour days. I don't know what that's all about, but an 8-hour day would do it. But if we get going and it's 6, then it's going to be the next day. We'll start up in the spring. So I anticipate, just to say here, 2 days.
Any other questions? Is there anybody from the public here for this public hearing? No?
Sorry.
Are you here for this?
Yes.
Go ahead. If you have a question, if you don't, that's fine.
Mr. Chair, if you can just go up to the microphone so you can be heard.
Okay.
My name's David Kuchar, and I own the property all along the back side of Marcam Village. And my question is, the wetlands, do they extend further into the other properties?
We weren't, if I could through the chairman, the wetland is a large wetland. It had been somewhat drained by, when they built, by the Mass Pike.
Yes.
Because it did drain the water table a bit. But yes, they extend, and I don't have it in front of me, but they go back 300 or 400 feet at a minimum. And you'd have to potentially hire somebody to delineate those wetlands back there. I'm not suggesting.
Correct.
But that's a deep wetland from where we are.
Yeah, it goes down to the pike, and it goes
And it
further,
also
further
goes
in. There's a little
to the
pond
west.
in there, actually. from
Yes,
the
I know.
pike,
I've walked the whole thing, the whole perimeter.
Yep,
So it goes to the west too, further to the west.
yeah,
Into the, well, Pike would be to the north.
All right, so yeah, that's information to be obtained.
okay,
Currently, we're working on this specific property here tonight.
just behind there, yes.
Yeah, so if you're asking, no delineation was made beyond.
Further out, on
Per
either
property.
side, yes.
Yes.
However, you are correct, there are wetlands there, so if you plan on doing any work out there, come
Okay.
see Judy and,
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
and it would have to be delineated. But that's not what we're
certainly, yes.
doing tonight.
Yep,
Does that answer
yep,
or help?
yep,
Thank you very much.
Okay.
thank you.
Great.
So we decided where the mine bits would go, top of the, right on top of the slope, would that be put in the?
Yeah, right on the line, right on the wetland.
So there are some special conditions that
Yes.
go with that suggested ones would be the 3 concrete monuments in the middle to when it ends at the wetland line. Question, would you like that survey plan to be updated with the new wetland line when the work is done?
Yes.
Yes? So that's a suggested condition, that they provide like an as-built of the wetland, also with concrete monuments of the survey. The restoration of the site shall be as described in that notice of intent general project description, and that talks about which plants will be planted in there, spacing, the seed mix, and so forth. So it has a lot of description. The wetland specialist shall inspect the restored wetland for 2 growing seasons to verify successful establishment of wetland vegetation and hydrology. Inspection reports containing the site and plant conditions and photographs shall be submitted to the commission for review of those inspections. And just a question, does the commission want to view, once they get down to the original wetland, want to just be notified, and you can view it if appropriate, or?
Somebody ought to check. It's gonna be a pretty tight time frame there.
Right, if we don't take
6 hours.
6 hours, so I would say they could notify us, and if possible, we would go out there. And then, work shall occur outside of any rain events to ensure no movement of sediment.
Mr. Crosby?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to make a motion, and you hear, listen to what
Yes, sir.
all the
Yes, sir.
special conditions will be.
Yes, sir.
So that we're clear. I will let you read them. And we do want to inspect erosion control after it's installed.
Right, that's a
number one.
standard.
I know, that's a standard
Yeah.
condition, but I want to state that so that it happens.
Okay, so you'd like me to repeat all the special conditions?
Let me make the motion and then I'll have you do the special conditions. I'd like to make a motion to issue standard order conditions with special conditions to be described for 14 Marcam Village Road, North Oxford, Mass. Special conditions are as stated.
Reinforced concrete monuments 4 feet long with a cross-section of 4 inches by 4 inches shall be installed at the wetland line. One in the middle of the work area, one on each end. Each monument shall be buried 3 feet, thereby providing a 1-foot elevation above finished grade level. A protected wetland boundary marker supplied by the Oxford Conservation Commission shall be installed on the top surface of the monument. Each marker shall be attached by at least 2 masonry nails or other method approved by the Commission. An as-built plan depicting the wetland line and the location of the concrete monuments shall be submitted to the Conservation Commission along with a request for a certificate of compliance. The plan shall be titled Conservation and Wetland Perpetuity Plan and shall include a note indicating no work shall be performed beyond the monument lines without permission from the Oxford Conservation Commission per the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. The as-built plan shall be attached to and made part of the certificate of compliance and shall be recorded at the Registry of Deeds. The restoration of the site shall be as described in the Notice of Intent General Description. The wetland specialist shall inspect the restored wetland for 2 growing seasons to verify successful establishment of wetland vegetation and hydrology. Inspection reports containing site plan. Inspection reports shall contain site and plant conditions and photographs and shall be submitted to the Commission for review. The applicant or wetland specialist shall notify the Commission once the original O or A horizon is unearthed in the event they are able to make a site visit. And the work shall occur outside any rain events to ensure no movement of sediment.
That would be the motion.
Could I just make,
Yep.
one of our standard conditions is that no invasive species are planted. That's a standard.
So moved.
All in favor?
These
All opposed?
called Phragmites, this purple bush of red Fairway came out of Asia and places in Europe and came to the neighbor because of the law. Throughout the United States.
Did not approve.
Okay.
Entertain a motion to close the public hearing for that hearing? All in favor? got the DEP number, so you know it.
That's actually listed.
Mr. Krosky? You may, so we don't have the order of conditions to sign right
Yes.
now because we just got the DEP number.
Yes.
So we will sign that when it is filled out, and we will notify who to come.
You can notify me. I'll make sure to get it to Rosemary, and we'll make sure that it's recorded, so we get you a copy of the recorded document.
Okay. We just wanted to let you know that it's not
Thank you,
ready.
thank you. We'll get a phone call or something, an email.
Maybe we'll-
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you, thank you. Good day.
Good night, Glenn.
Good night, all.
Rosemary.
Thank you.
Can I ask,
Staying for a later hearing?
to the Bolton now, I was going to Sutton, if, were the engineers, did you get the report?
Yes,
Okay,
and it was emailed out. So you were on the agenda for 7:30 PM?
well, it's just a review of the report. I imagine you're gonna get us the report, and then we're gonna review it, and any revisions that Mr. Allen has, we're gonna, take them up. So I would have just asked that you forward the report to us, and then we'll have to discuss those unless there was something, I think that's all we're gonna end up doing, right, is discuss any kind of, questions that he has?
So, fair enough. It's gonna be continued.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Could we continue until March 6th? Because that will open up the 21st for any commissioners who would like to go to this French River vision session. It will give you time to review any of the...
What's the date again, sir?
It would be March 6th, the
Oh,
first,
sure,
the
March
first meeting in March.
Is there, there's one meeting before that, maybe?
Well, there may not be.
There may not be,
There may
because
not be a
I see
need,
my-
there may not be a need for it if you're on March 6th.
I'll take March 6th, and we'll have the report, and then, can I still ask, if we had a moment, can I then confer with Judy and Mr. Allen on anything that I need to do in the field?
Tonight, you want to confirm
So,
it?
No, how do you want to handle
so
that?
I think what you should do is just, because your hearing hasn't opened and it's not the right time, just request a continuance in advance.
But I will get the report, right?
I already emailed it to you.
Oh, okay, today? I didn't see it. Thank you, I request a continuance.
March 6th at, you want a state of time or a week?
7 PM.
Thank you.
Thank you, Glenn.
No, it's going so. Thank you. Have a good day. And son, I take it. Yeah. Very good.
I will.
Make sure I have everything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he just requested. I haven't opened that. All right, 7:10, public hearing for request for determination of applicability filed by Andrew Dubb in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, for septic repair and associated site work at 10 Lambert Circle, Oxford, Mass.
Good evening. Jason Dubois, DC Engineering and Survey out of Charlton. 10 Lambert Circle, owned by Andrew Doobie. It is a septic replacement for a failed system. The system is being installed basically in the same location as the failed system that's currently there. The work is mostly outside the 50-foot zone, and a portion of it's actually outside the 100 as well, which would be on the other side of the house from where the resource area currently is. So we did just do a request for determination for applicability for this project. I know most of you were all here at the site to see the wetland and see the project, so if there's any additional questions, I can answer those.
Judy?
The only comment I have is, there was, I didn't see any issues of the site, and everything should be fine as long as the erosion control is installed first.
Okay.
So, and call for an inspection.
I'll let them know that.
Commissioners have a question? Erosion control, after it's in, call for inspection.
Yes.
Is there anybody from the public? Doesn't look like it. Okay, if there are no further questions, I entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
All in favor? Entertain a motion to issue a negative determination of applicability with, I'm going to say, just so that it's clear, as a special condition that when the erosion control is installed, they call for an inspection.
So moved. Sorry.
All in favor? Negative determination has been. Okay, 7:20, public hearing for the notice of intent permit application filed by Front Street Realty Trust in accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, Wetlands Protection Act, for a septic system repair and associated site work at 381 Main Street, Oxford, Mass. They do have a DEP number. 255-878. Those who weren't there.
So this property, 381 Main Street, is on the corner of Main Street and Front Street, owned by Front Street Realty Trust. This property also has a failed septic system. The system currently is actually closer to the resource area. It's just a cesspool, which is going to be abandoned, and the new system is shown in the gravel asphalt area parking lot. Pretty much as far away from the resource area as we could get the new system to be. It's a river, so it's 200-foot riverfront zone as well as a 100-foot buffer zone in this project. Portion of it is within the 100-foot buffer zone and also within the riverfront area. This septic system will have no grading associated with it. It's basically
All right, 7:30, public hearing continuation for the abbreviated notice of resource area delineation filed by Baltar Solar LLC for confirmation of resource areas at 2 Old Mirriam Road and 33 Mirriam Road, Mirriam District, North Oxford, map 5, parcel A2.2 and A2. The applicant has requested to continue until March 6th at 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I do have the report from the peer reviewer, which I just want to